Good evening. Can't get the-
There you go. How is the queen today?
Miss Claude, don't start. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You're looking well.
To say I just got over COVID, I think so. 85%.
It's still raging.
Yeah.
It really is. This was a really bad bout for me, but I fought back and here I am.
Thank God. We're waiting a few more minutes and then we'll start.
Okay.
Huh? She said she'll be here in 4 minutes.
I'll call that on.
Hi, Carla.
I can't see, right? I still have no glasses. But I don't know why I wear this.
So if you say hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla. She's not here? Maybe she's. It's George. It's gonna ask George when we're on the meeting.
Ask her.
No, about the meeting. Hi, Carla.
I did.
Oh, so we're not, maybe it's her.
Maybe she, maybe we unmuted. You can mute it again if you need to. Yeah. Hi, Tolene.
Storlene?
Hello, Queens.
Oh, okay.
How are you?
Hi.
Y'all look absolutely wonderful.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Wonderful.
And I'm deaf.
I see Queen Chiba over here.
Yes.
Looking like a queen, right?
Of course. There's no other way.
You see how we travel, Denise? I'm glad that she's deaf. You're definitely deaf. Good night, George. What did the Bible say? Let the blind lead the blind. Did they very good day?
So maybe we can start.
Good evening, Miss Joseph. Good evening, Carla.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening, Miss Gooding.
Yes, we can start.
Give me the time so I can read the time. I have another one, I can read it.
Boy, I am feeling all those colors.
Huh?
I'm feeling all those colors that you look. I love it.
Thank you.
We don't have any.
So no, six.
Is that the sixth deal? You say this is deal. Oh, we will finish before 9. Oh, then I'll leave. What, before 9?
Yeah.
I'll be leaving before 9.
No, we should take more than that. Oh,
Your brother is coming to pick you up. I thought I was going home with you. No, because we have to do everything. I know she likes to take the trains, but I don't know. He's really having a hard time out here. He needs to go get the ads. He needs to go get that surgery.
okay, so say you was a prayer, so we can.
So he said, he told me, hail and pearl, always and pray.
Yes.
Okay, so now it's welcome you all. It's not welcome. It's now 7:07 p.m. Monday, March 4th, 2024. This meeting is now officially called to order. And I will say a prayer before we begin our festivities. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, dear God, a gift that you have given to us. We thank you for your protection from we wake up this morning. Thank you for protecting us from harm, danger, and ill. Heavenly Father, we invite your presence into this our meeting. Your word says that where two or three are gathered together, you are in the midst. We invite you, dear Lord, that you be in our midst tonight, and that everything that we do will be done decently and in order. That we will not speak over each other, and each person who wants to speak, you will give them the proper words to say, and that we will be in accordance with each other, respect each other's space, each other's words, and that this meeting will be good for all of us, that at some point we will learn something and say it was good for us to be here. We thank you for everything, dear Lord. Thank you for your many, many blessings. Those who are on their way, we ask that you would bring them here safely and quickly. We love you, dear Lord. We honor you and we praise your holy name. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, this is March. It's hard to believe it's March already. We just celebrated Christmas. Anyway, it's March. And March is designated as Women's History Month. Women's History Month started as Women's History Week, the same way Black History Month started as a week. Then it was extended into a month by proclamation from the president, the reigning president, and Congress. So Women's History Month began as a local celebration in Santa Rosa, California. The Education Task Force of the Sonoma County, California Commission on the Status of Women planned and executed a Women's History Week celebration in 1978. Then in 1987, Congress and President Reagan declared March Women's History Month by signing a presidential proclamation. The month is set aside to honor women's contribution to American history. This year's theme celebrates women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion. The theme recognizes women throughout the country who understands that for a positive future, we must eliminate bias and discrimination entirely from our lives and institutions. And the person who just walked in, Miss Sadia Sherman, she will tell us more about this. Women who advocate for equity, diversity, and inclusion. Sadia is She will introduce herself and tell us what she does on a daily basis. Miss Sadia Sherman, Commissioner Sherman.
Hi, thank you so much.
You're
Good
welcome.
evening. Thank you for having me and to the people online. I don't know if everyone can see me. But I hope everyone can hear me
I don't
okay.
think so. Can you all see her?
No.
Yeah, because,
Okay.
you have
you
to,
want-
I'll sit beside you.
man, this is.
Oh, that's the movement? Okay.
Okay,
maybe-
you wanna come and sit here?
Oh, no, I can sit here. I can actually just move it then.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yes. That's right. Yep.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Good. Oh,
You lost it.
I'm lost again. All right. There we go. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cydia Sherman. I'm New York City's Chief Equity Officer, and I'm Commissioner of the New York City Mayor's Office of Equity and Racial Justice. It's so great to be here this evening, and thank you, Mrs. Clark, for inviting me. I would be remiss without saying I'm in the room with a woman that I deeply respect, and so I really appreciate you inviting me to be here tonight. And thank you for all you do for your community in particular. So,
Thank you.
The Office of Equity and Racial Justice is exactly what it sounds like. We're focused on creating a more equitable New York City. And so for us, that means a city where the talents and contributions of all New Yorkers are valued, a city where we ensure that all communities have the conditions to thrive, and a city where we're vigilant about addressing the harms of the past. And so that's the work that we have before us. And it's work that's deeply personal to me. I arrived at this work as a Black woman, born and raised in New York City, and I certainly am shaped by my experiences pertaining to race and gender, and that really helps chart out the way in which we work. I come from very humble beginnings, for parents who worked really hard to make sure that me and my sister had opportunity, and who really worked hard to make sure that we were able to take advantage of all that the city has to offer for us. I understand what it means for New York City families to work hard, not just to get by, but to really get ahead. And so that's the work that we're certainly committed to doing. I spent my career focused on community development and economic development in communities that largely communities of color and communities that have faced economic challenges. And I started my career in my early 20s in the nonprofit sector, working in an organization where me and my colleagues were referred to as the girls. Right in the early 2000s, believe it or not, where our board leadership and the leadership organization referred to us as the girls, but us girls, right, did a lot of the work. We, were integral to running the organization while it transitioned. We did everything from marketing to events to payroll to grants management. And I learned very early in my career that the work of women is deeply valued, but sometimes our voices, our contribution, and our leadership is not valued the same. And so, one of my favorite quotes from the fashionable Coco Chanel is, "A girl should be two things, who and what she wants." And so my work, as it pertains to racial equity as well as gender equity, is making sure that all girls and all kids in New York City and all New Yorkers are able to do just that. So what do we do in the Office of Equity? Last year, I think most people know that New Yorkers went to the ballot and voted overwhelmingly in support of a series of ballot measures that require our city to really put racial equity and justice at the heart of city government. And so what this means is that in our city's charter, which is our city's constitution, we have a new preamble that casts a vision for a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multinational democracy. And it calls on the city to take a number of actions to really ensure that we achieve this. This is important because if you think about the challenges that we face as a city, challenges that I've seen throughout the course of my career, whether it's working in New York City or other cities, neighborhoods across our city as well. The issues that we face, whether it's poverty or inequity or health inequities, are not by happenstance, right? They're structural in nature, they're in the DNA of this country. Racism, sexism are built into our laws, they're built into our structures, they're built into our institutions. And so our work as a new city agency, voted in by New Yorkers, is to really dismantle that, to get to a place as a city where we are reshaping our city with the values of inclusion, the values of diversity, the values of equity. And so I'm proud to be leading implementation of those measures, starting with producing the city's first citywide racial equity plan, which will be released later this year. And so that will be a plan that really charts the course for how every single city agency and city system will take proactive measures to actually address the disparities that I spoke about earlier. I'm also happy, to be leading some of that work right here in the Bronx. And so this is very advantageous because we've been in conversation with communities across the Bronx and hope to be in deeper conversation with CB12 around the disparities that we see in the Bronx, right? Lifting up ideas, solutions, priorities, so that as we start to build out this plan, we're able to ensure that we're integrating the priorities of New Yorkers. And we're particularly looking to organize a session that's focused with young people, and certainly look to your partnership as we do that work. I would say that this work is important, but who does the work is equally important. And so not only do we need to ensure that we do this work well, but we need to have in the room diverse voices, diverse perspectives, diverse backgrounds. And so I'm proud to be part of an administration that has really made women leadership a priority. 5 of our deputy mayors are women, including our first deputy mayor, the first time that's ever happened, all women of color. And earlier this year, just a few weeks ago, the mayor announced Women Forward NYC, which is a new $43 million plan that's investing in women and girls in our city, focused on connecting women to professional development opportunities, addressing the pay gap, connecting women to higher paying jobs, working to dismantle some of the sexual and reproductive and chronic healthcare barriers that we see women face, addressing gender-based violence against women, as well as working to increase holistic housing services, including for women who've been formerly incarcerated and those who are victims of survivors of domestic and gender-based violence. And so our office and almost all city agencies are part of this proactive plan focused on women and girls. We're proud in our office to be leading a study around addressing pay equity within our municipal workforce. We're launching a task force that's focused on sexual and reproductive health for young New Yorkers to ensure that they have the agency and body autonomy that they need and are armed with information. And we're also launching a new office that's focused on women and girls. And so you'll learn more about that, but that really builds on this important work. And so, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that there's a lot of work cut out for us. As women, we still are paid 86 cents to the dollar. We know that for Black women, that's 64 cents. And for Latinas, that's 57 cents. We know that due to the pandemic, over 250,000 mothers left or downshifted in the workforce because of lack of healthcare, lack of access to quality childcare. Childcare remains a priority for this administration. And we also know that Black women are 4 times more likely to die in pregnancy-associated causes than white women. And 75% of women in our city have reported being harassed or feeling uncomfortable in their daily commutes. And so our work is cut out for us. And we know that these challenges are significant, and so this is why we're making it a priority. I know that most people are familiar with the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together, right? And so I know that there's a lot of work for us to do, but it's possible because we can all do it together. My success in my career has really been the sum total of amazing women who have reached down and pulled me up, pulled me beside them, showed me how work is done in real practical ways, and have also offered mentoring and guidance. And so we certainly, I leave that as a challenge to all of us, right, in this room, as whether it's in our work, whether it's in the work of the community board or within our families, to do that with the women and girls in our lives. We are certainly more powerful than we realize, and we know that a society where women are empowered and connected is one that's really poised for greatness, and that's what we want to see here in our city. So thank you again for having me, and thank you, Mrs. Clark, for inviting me. And I look forward to the work ahead and the opportunity to really collaborate with this community and your board in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. We enjoyed everything that you just said. And there's so much work to be done, and so much work that you are doing, you and your group are doing. And we appreciate that very much. And we look forward to you working with us here in the Bronx.
Absolutely.
We do need your services here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions of the commissioner? Anyone online?
No, just wanted to say hi. It's Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, I'll remiss, I'll introduce my colleague who's also your fellow community member, who lives in this district, Nicole Joseph, who's program officer in the Mayor's Office of Equity.
And I hope to actually meet you all in person. You see my face. It's been a last minute adjustment, but definitely want to get involved and looking forward to working with you all in the future. So thank you for having us. I'm program manager for the Mayor's Office of Equity and Racial Justice.
And Nicole is leading our work in the Bronx.
Okay, thank you. Nicole, would you do me a favor, please, and put your name and your email address in the chat?
Yes, will do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next board, when I put that in there, our next board meeting is the 4th, you have the date? The 4th Thursday of every month, except for the summer months, July and August, and December, yes, when we don't have our meeting, but it's every 4th Thursday.
Okay.
So we will invite you, or take this as an invitation, to be at our next board meeting here.
Sounds good. And I just put my information in the chat for everyone.
Okay, thank you. Ursula, send your information. Does anyone have any questions, any concerns, any comments? We're a small group, so I might be calling out on people to say something, do something.
How does the Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion support public schools?
Sure. So we work with all city agencies, and I would add that different city agencies also have within their agencies like DEI offices. So just a distinction, our office, although we certainly have folks who do more traditional DEI work focused on the organizations, the different agencies, our work is much more focused on how we serve New Yorkers in addressing specific disparities. So some of our work with public schools has been through the Young Men's Initiative, which is part of our office. That's specifically an initiative that's focused on addressing disparities we see with young Black and Latino men. Some of the programs that we're funding through the Young Men's Initiative that are at schools are programs like NYC Men Teach, which is really a pipeline program to increase the number of men of color who are teachers who are in the classroom. That program's been going on for at least 10 years now, and it's almost doubled the number of men of color we see in the classroom. We have other initiatives that are focused on mentorship within schools. And one of the initiatives that we're really proud of that we announced earlier this year is a partnership with an organization called NYC Kids Rise, where we worked with them to scale what was really a successful pilot in Queens Community District 30 to all New York City public schools. And so what this program does is ensure that every child now that enters kindergarten in a New York City public school or participating charter school has an NYC scholarship account. This account has an initial deposit from the city. It's linked to a 529 account, and there's additional investment as they matriculate through school. The goal of this program is multifold, but first and foremost, it's to help address the racial wealth gap, to address the opportunity gap. And we've seen through the data, right, a child with even up to $500 in a 529 account is 4 times more likely to go to college, 3 times more likely to graduate. And so there are a number of programs that we've been able to collaborate on with NYC Public Schools. We know that, right, our school system is massive, it's super critical to addressing equity, and there's great leadership in the public school system, starting with the chancellor. And so we're really proud of some of those programs, and also we can make sure that your board is getting that information, particularly for the Save for College program, because all kids in this district who are in kindergarten have these accounts. And so we want to make sure they know it, that they go online, that they activate it, that they view their accounts, and that their parents are engaged in the program.
How do people know about this program? Because unless they come to meetings like this,
So the program is actually designed to be opt-out instead of opt-in. So if you have a child in a public school, you're automatically enrolled unless you choose to opt out of the program, which 99% of kids are in the program. Very few people would opt out. And so the next step then is to make sure you go in and view your account and activate it, right? So go online, look at your account, all school leadership, your school principal, parent coordinators, they've been trained so they can help people activate their accounts. You can also go to the website, nyckidsrise.org, and learn information about how to activate your account there. And this program scaled in 2022. And so all children now in kindergarten, first grade, and I believe second grade, I'll confirm, have these accounts, right? And so, and we see activity. They're activating their accounts, they're looking online, parents are contributing, community is contributing. And so I just last month, I was in Queens at a big scholarship concert that all the churches in the district organized, and all the money went into their kids' accounts. So it's designed so that not only do the kids have the accounts, but anyone can contribute, communities can come together to invest in their children's futures. And there's also a campaign for alumni, right? If you graduated from a New York City public school, there are alumni now who had scholarship campaigns to give back to their schools.
Sounds like a good program.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I'll make sure the information gets to your board.
Yeah. Give our board
So
managers.
you said, the second grade,
Yeah, it should be, it started in 2022, so I'm just getting my school year.
It does,
So
it should.
should be second grade, first grade, and kindergarten. So kids get the accounts when they're in kindergarten. The program started, scaled in 2022.
So whoever was in kindergarten in 2022 should be in second grade now. So those 3 years. So what about the years beyond that?
So they carry the account until they graduate high school.
I'm just saying that those are the years.
That it started. And then when they graduate, they can access the funds. They can use it towards tuition, books. If they want to do vocational training, anything that's an eligible expense for a 529 account.
So it's like a great program. Great program.
so, any organization can reach out to you know, like community organization
Of course.
can reach out to you
Yeah.
to see what.
Yeah, and I can make sure, in addition to our contact information, we can give you the general contact for our office. And in some of the programs that I share, we can make sure that we follow up with that information. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're fortunate to have you here tonight to give us this information, which I had talked about previously. Excuse me. And if folks don't go to meetings like this, where else would they get this information?
So they can visit our website, nyc.gov/equity.
Okay.
And that's our website. Most of our information is there. We also have a contact form. So if people have questions, they can just send a note with a contact form. So if there's information that our office doesn't have, we can also try to get folks to the right city agency. And for this program in particular, when they go to the website, they'll see an image for the program. They can click on it and it'll bring you to the program's website.
Okay.
Of course.
This information needs to be disseminated so
we can
parents can
Yeah.
know what's going on. You know, some parents don't visit the schools. They send their kids there and that's it, so.
And there's a lot of information kids take home in their backpack every day. It's a lot. So, I know that the school community and the organization NYC Kids Rise, they're working citywide to make sure that the word gets out, certainly collaborating with communities too. So if there are community groups that want to do events or activation events, scholarship month events, they've collaborated with lots of CBOs, faith-based organizations, other organizations to make sure that not only is the word getting out, but also organizations know the program themselves too. So if a kid comes to your after-school program, how to log in and show them how to activate their account, for instance, so that everyone in the community is familiar and can reinforce the program.
Sounds good.
And you say that's for charter schools also?
Yeah, for participating charter schools, yeah.
Well, we thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
My
much you have
pleasure.
given us here. So we don't have it on our agenda, but she's not there now.
I don't know, it looked like her screen blacked out or her light went out.
It
and then
happened
she-
the last time too. Yeah.
So she's an
No, she is trying. She just texted me to say that she is trying to sign on.
she's trying.
Oh, she's having, I hope she didn't miss this part of it, did she?
No, she was here for most of it.
Okay.
Yes, most of it she was on.
Oh, good. She's an educator also.
And I also just put my information in the chat.
And she's an educator also.
Miss
Miss
Sol-
Dickerson.
So what you wanna do before you log off this call is to make sure you go in the chat and report everybody's information. Is this meeting recorded?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It is recorded?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Once you close out, that information goes, right?
You can download the chat.
You can.
Virginia Sanders, can I speak?
What they told me, sir.
Virginia has a question.
Hi, Ms. Sanders.
Hi, darling. I have a question. I don't know if anybody's aware. I go to the Reed Senior Center, and
Yes.
it's my understanding that we are about to lose our building, which means we will no longer have a Rain Center in our neighborhood. I don't know if you are familiar with anything that's going on with this particular project. It seems like the veterans have given us the building, but they don't have proper papers to prove that the veterans has given us the building. Now there's a lien on the property. Taxes are being charged on the property, and the property was supposed to be a nonprofit because it's a veterans building. And now I guess we're getting ready to get kicked out. I don't know if you are familiar with any of that, or if anybody in your office could help us to try to see that we keep our Rain Senior Center in our neighborhood. Otherwise, it looks like we may be losing our center, our senior center in our neighborhood.
Ms. Sanders, you might have to speak with Senator Jamal Bailey or the
He's familiar
council.
with the situation.
Senator.
He is familiar with the situation. I'm just calling to everybody's attention because this is our neighborhood senior center, and I think if the more people know about it, maybe more people could help us.
Your computer?
What is the name of the?
Yes.
Right.
It's Rain Reed Senior Center.
Okay. Okay, I let them know. Okay.
Ms. Sanders, you should contact Senator Bailey. Jamal
He is,
Bailey.
yes, he is familiar with the situation. He's working on it. I'm
Okay.
just trying to inform everybody what's going on in the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for that information.
Okay.
Okay.
I wrote it down as well. If there's information I can find, I'll certainly follow up.
Yeah.
Are there more people in the meeting that we can't see?
I'm sorry. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I live in a building that the internet is like, the Wi-Fi is so janky. So it took me a minute, but I'm back.
Okay, welcome. I hope you got some information about the education.
Hopefully I heard 3/4 of it.
She's here for most of it.
Okay.
But
Would you
I
like,
could always call the office and get more information.
okay,
And Miss Joseph left her information in the chat.
would you like to present now?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Miss Amsterdam is also an educator and she's written a few books. And I don't know whether she's going to tell us about the books or just in general, but she's going to present.
I thought you were going to lead me in like you did the last time, Miss Claude, but it's okay. I'll introduce myself this time. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheba Simpson Amsterdam. I am a native New Yorker. And yes, I've worked with the New York City Department of Education for the past 25 years. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I have a love for advocating for those who have a voice but always don't use their voice. I also am a former candidate for New York City Council. I ran for District 9 here in Harlem in 2021. I also have a nonprofit called I'm on Assignment Inc., which is located at 447 Broadway in Lower Manhattan. And I founded I'm on Assignment Inc. out of the work that I did while I was campaigning for City Council through all the information and questions um, and help I provided to the people who I encountered as I door knocked, as I did forums, and just participated in my community. And then also, I wrote a book called I'm on Assignment and So Are You, because it is, again, based on the idea that we're all interconnected. We all have an assignment and a purpose, and it's like running a relay. If I pass the baton to Ms. Dickerson, her purpose and her assignment is whatever skills and talents that she has is to go out there and support and help other people, which she has done 10 times over, and I can actually say 100 times over. So our connection, all of us here in this room are here to celebrate women, women who are powerful, empowered, women who feel that they don't have a voice. We are the shoulders that they stand on. I know that there are people that I look to for inspiration and uh, resources that help me along my way. So that's who I am. And if you want to purchase the book, it is on Amazon. And I'm also in an anthology called Choose Purpose Over Fear, Win Every Time. And my chapter in the anthology is chapter 11, the last chapter in the book. And it is called You Can Block Me, But You Can Not Stop Me: How to Overcome Political and Professional Sabotage. Because it's been a journey, both professionally as well as when I was running for city council. So I'm want to start by saying I want to thank Ms. Cloud and Ms. Dickerson for inviting me to speak this evening at the Libraries and Cultural Affairs Committee meeting for Women's History Month. But before I begin my my speech on women's history, the title of my post, my speech, excuse me, is Sister Queen, I See You. Because oftentimes most of us may feel like we're invisible. But before I begin, I want to express my appreciation to two amazing women that I have much admiration and respect for. These women are House of Representative Maxine Waters of California and former First Lady Michelle Obama. Both women dared to rise and speak truth to power when society tried to relegate them to be invisible and silent. However, both women understood their purpose and assignment to enact positive and fundamental changes for the American people through their work in Congress and as the most distinguished First Lady in the United States and in the world. Whenever I'm in a quagmire, having to advocate for myself or for others, I think of them and I feel empowered to say what needs to be said and to take action. It takes courage and internal fortitude to show up as your authentic self and not cower under societal pressures of being a woman, and especially a Black woman. I often think of the unsung women who touch the lives of so many people in their families and communities, such as Miss Dickerson and Miss Cloud. These amazing women pour seeds of encouragement and express words of healing to wounded and vulnerable and undervalued people. I was once one of those people, and I'm so thankful for the women to see me to see me as myself, like my high school teacher, Sister Elizabeth and Lena Sages, that encouraged me to become a special education teacher. And in recent times, Miss Shirley, who has poured words of wisdom that I carry with me as I walk in my purpose to be of service to others. I hope you're empowered and encouraged by this message tonight. Women have always been powerful forces of change, yet they are often failed to be recognized for their own potential and walk in their calling. And we must, as women, empower them to overcome the obstacles that stand in their way and embrace the power that they were born with. By inspiring and motivating women to take action, we can help create a future where everyone is free to pursue their dreams and to make an impact on the world. Through encouraging women to be bold and fearless, we can create a more equitable society where everyone is able to achieve success on their own terms. As women, we are taught to be strong and to strive for success, but too often we forget our strength comes from within. We must learn how to empower ourselves first in order to walk in our calling in life. By inspiring and motivating and encouraging each other, we can create a movement that will help us reach our goals and achieve our dreams. It is important for us to remember that together we are stronger and more capable of achieving great things than ever before. Let's take a stand for gender equality and join forces to empower each other so that together we can walk confidently in our purpose and to make the world a better place. Women have the capability of achieving anything that they set their minds to, and it is important for us to, to empower each of us to reach our goals. We must encourage each other to take risks, push boundaries, and challenge the status quo. By providing support and giving a voice to our female leaders, such as Maxine Waters, as well as unsung women in our communities, we can help create an environment of equal opportunity for everyone. It is time for us to remind women everywhere that they are capable of greatness and have the potential to become beacons of hope in their communities. It is time for us to empower women so they can walk confidently down life's path, down the life paths they choose for themselves and not what society says that they should be relegated to. Women have the potential to be powerful and successful leaders. We see it every day. We are those women. We are the entrepreneurs, the authors, the change makers. However, for far too long, we have been held back due to cultural expectations, a lack of resources and support, and other racial obstacles. Today's society needs to come together to help women walk and engaged so that they can follow their calling. We need to continue to inspire women with positive stories of success, motivate them through mentorship opportunities, and provide encouragement through resources like access to education and job training. By doing this, we can equip women with the tools they need to be further empowered and become successful both professionally and personally in any field that they choose. We must also create more awareness about the inequities that exist not only in the United States, but globally, so that we can foster change on a larger scale. Together, we can make a difference by supporting women everywhere to walk and to be proud of who they are because they were made phenomenally. Women all around the world have the power and potential to become something greater than what they are. Yet, they are often held back by society, social expectations and stereotypes. It is our duty of women to inspire and empower other women through encouragement and motivation. We must empower them with the knowledge and support and guidance so that they can pursue their dreams without fear of judgment or failure. We must create an environment where women feel safe, accepted, regardless of their gender identity or background. Only then can we truly make a difference in the lives of women everywhere. Women have always fought for equality, yet there is still a long way to go. However, we can make a difference. To walk and help women to walk in their calling, we need to and we must be fearless and without hesitation when we are called to action, be it a protest, be it a sit in, we have the power to invoke change. By doing so, we help these women become independent, successful, and who will also be examples for the next generation of female leaders. Women have come a long way since the days when our voices were barely heard. Today, women are in positions of power and influence. We can look at Kamala Harris. We can look at our mothers who have pushed through obstacles that sometimes seem insurmountable, but they stood the course and they fought back. But we can do more if we band together. Here are 4 ways women can use their collective strength to make the world a better place. 1, by advocating for each other's rights, finding and creating opportunities for each other, supporting others' businesses and ideas, and and promoting gender equality in all aspects of life. By uniting, we are creating an unstoppable force for positive change. If you have the opportunity to help another woman striving to be her best self, and you can help her, please do, because empowered women empower other women. Thank you. Again, my name is Sheba Simpson Amsterdam, and I'm the founder and CEO of I'm on Assignment Inc. and the author of I'm on Assignment and So Are You. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Sheba. Thank you for those words of encouragement and empowerment. Much
Thank you.
appreciated. Thank you. Mr. Clinton, Mike, welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, yes.
You never praise us.
Hmm? Clinton never fails us. Never fails us. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Mike?
No, just thank you for Miss Queen Sheba's presentation. It was very well spoken,
Yes.
and it was enjoyable. I just told
I
my wife.
appreciate that.
My wife just came home. I told her to sign on, so
Okay.
she should be on this shortly.
And then she
Thank you.
missed all of that, huh?
Hmm?
She missed all of that.
Yeah, she missed all of that, but she just got in.
So I'm sure you have some lovely words to talk about the women in your life.
Oh, I do. I
I know
mean,
that.
from
Take the
my
rest of the night, right?
no, not that long, but I was raised mostly by women. My mother and my paternal grandmother, paternal grandmother, maternal grandmother,
Mm.
my mother's sister, my aunts who actually live next door to me right now. Um, yeah, that was a major influence on my life. Those women. I mean, my dad was around, but I was with them most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I like women.
You do? We're so glad about that.
Could have fooled me, Clinton.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm sure that makes Maisha very happy.
Right. Right.
As she should be. So
And
yeah,
for all of you
that's
that do not know, Maisha is his wife.
We know Maisha.
We kind of figured that since she was about to log on and we didn't want to be calling someone else's name.
right. But yeah, that's it. Thank you though.
And he said what he had to say quickly.
Yep, quickly. That's
Quickly before she comes on. He doesn't want her to hear these words.
nah, she knows.
Yeah, I know she knows.
She knows. She knows who I am, and she knows who raised me. So
Who raised him?
that's it for me, though.
She,
Thank you.
she
Well,
also,
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Clinton, she also knows who is still raising you.
That never stops.
The only difference now is she's part of that village.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's where I was going with that.
But yeah, she's part of that village now.
Okay, do we have any comments, any concerns, questions? Or anyone want to talk about their favorite women in their lives? Present, past?
Get people in trouble.
I'm not. Well, most of us here are women except for Mr. Mike. All powerful women, successful women. We're so happy to have you around
Virginia,
and to be a part of this meeting tonight, this session. And we
Virginia.
are,
I believe Virginia has some things to say.
oh, Virginia. Yes, Virginia.
Yes, darling. I don't know. Everybody knows who I am. I'm president of the Wakefield Taxpayers Civic League. Uh, we'll be meeting Thursday right there on the third Thursday of the month also. And I would like to invite everybody to come to the Wakefield Taxpayer meeting right there where you are today. But as far as the woman's concerned, everybody that don't know me know I lost my mother in September. You talk about an awesome lady. Everybody loved her. She was a strong woman, raised me by herself because my father was not around. So we do have some awesome women. I mean, she taught me everything I know, taught me to love one another and to help each other. And she did the same thing. Everybody loved her so much. She was a very loving woman. And if she couldn't help you, nobody could. She'd give her right hand and her left hand to you. And she taught me to do the same. So we do have some awesome mothers, and I want to thank all of y'all. And thank you, Miss Sheba. Very beautiful presentation. I loved it. That was it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You said your meeting is on Thursday? You said it Thursday.
The third Thursday of March,
Okay,
the
thank you.
21st, at 7:30, right there, Community Board 12. Everybody's invited.
Thank you. Any questions? Anyone else has anything to say?
And this is Miss Dickerson. It's always a pleasure. Just a quick question. Is your meeting hybrid as well?
Yeah, ask me, Virginia.
I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not at this time.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Well, if we have nothing else to say, rather than just hang out here, it's getting late, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn the Library and Cultural Affairs meeting. Quentin?
Virginia
Thank you.
Sanders, second.
She need an
I
aye.
second it.
Aye.
No, you need a second
We
first.
second it. We second it. How about you? Somebody second? No, I was second.
Did someone second?
I, Virginia Sanders, second. Can you not hear me? I'm saying I second Virginia Sanders.
Thank you. The meeting is now adjourned at, what time is it?
7:59.
At 7:59 p.m.
Yep.
Meeting has been adjourned, and then thank you all for coming out and for participating in this Women's History Month.
Thank you for having me. This was a wonderful meeting and informative.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Take care.
And your next meeting will be?
The first Monday of every month at 7:00.
And then
Thank
let me
you.
jump in here and say the Education Committee meetings are usually on the fourth Tuesday of every month.
The next meeting is my first, April Fool's Day.
Really?
25th.
First at 7 p.m. I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
I'm gonna say, talk about the rules. Open your chat.
I'm guessing we are out of here.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Open your CFP. Your participants. Say good night to your participants.
Oh, good night, everyone. And home safe off there.
Good night.
Good night. Travel safe. Have a peaceful night. I can see a thing up
I
there.
think if you go to the little dots on the side,
Can we see it?
or you could just move up there. If you go to the little dots, you should be able to download it. All right, I'm gonna read you the email address for Nicole Joseph.
Just write it down here.
Actually, where's your phone? Oh, yeah, because you can take a picture of
Where's
it.
your phone?
She can't even find it.
Me too, I can never find that. That's why I put it on the side here.
I don't know, say I'm the only one in the whole world who
Oh,
does
well,
that.
tell her, she'll come see.
She's getting there, day by day. Good.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's why we have you young ones
That's
around.
smart.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
why,
very
that's
much.
why we have the young ones around.
Exactly, right?
We knew what we were doing.
So if you, I mean, you can stop the video now,
Yes, yes.
unless you want to send the video to yourself first.
No.
You don't want to?
No.
So then why'd you record it?
Do
you have to?
Yeah.
Okay, so stop the video. Thank you.
You have to. And then we can.
And then you
click
press
on
the X,
Click on
the
the
red
X.
X,
Right,
Right
right,
here.
yeah.
right there. X. And we're done.
and meeting.
And meeting.
You have to hit it, Mom.
You have to move up, like
Move
go up
up
to
and
where it
go,
says.
yeah.
No, right there, right there.
Yeah. Move up and- Yeah.
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 And then end meeting.
And
Is
then.
this touchscreen? No. I think everything